Crafty community, this is Sherry. I am back with another oh so inspired video. This video is for October 2019, and this video hop series is hosted by Alicia, who is Call Me Crafty Owl here on YouTube. Her channel and the channels of all the video hop participants will be in the description box below, as well as the channel with the tutorial for the inspiration piece that we used this month. A picture of that inspiration piece will appear now. So our inspiration piece this month was a front flip card created by Cindy Brumbaugh. And like I said, her tutorial is in the description box below if you'd like to see how she did that. It's a beautiful card. This month, though, I did not want to make a card. I really wanted to make treat boxes because it's getting close to Halloween and I have some friends that I'd like to surprise with some little treats. So the inspiration that I took from the front flip card was actually the flip itself. I liked the way that it flipped up. And I thought that on top of the treat box, I would create a flip that they could flip up and the sentiment like a card would be on the inside of that. Then as I was getting ready to make that, I remembered this Chinese box that I had on my shelf. A family member went to Asia years ago and brought this back for me. It's really a beautiful little box. It has this drawer, which I have like old stamps in, and it has this flip lid. And when you open the lid, you can flip the end out and it reveals a mirror, which is really a neat feature. So I thought I would make this, but instead of a mirror, I would have my sentiment there, like trick or treat or happy autumn or whatever sort of sentiment that I wanted to do. So using Cindy Brumbaugh's front flip card and this as my inspiration, I made a little treat box. So for this treat box, I used Frank Garcia's Amber Moon paper pad, and I also used a tutorial by Little Hot Tamale. That tutorial will also be in the description box below. And Megan's tutorials are, for me, they're very easy to follow, and her tutorial is for a matchbox, a large matchbox box, basically. She also has this template on there. I added these little measurements to the template to make it easier for me to know where to score and the sizes, etc. I love that she includes her templates with her tutorials. So here's the little flip box. At first I did put a hole here for opening, and I did not really like that because I felt like it just did not open as smoothly as I wanted to. Then I remembered that I had some hardware from Stampin' Up, so I put some hardware on this side, and now I just hold this flip down and pull, and it opens fairly easily. So, but I did sort of realize that you should use heavier cardstock if you're going to be stuffing your box full of things. Anyway, so the flip, you open it up. Let me move this. You take your flip up, and I have this little enamel sticker here, and the card or the sentiment appears there, and then it just stays there. So it's kind of like you have your sentiment on an easel before you, and then you can open your box and see what's inside. I really like this layout. It's just something different. It's not your usual little matchbox. So what I would like to do is show you how I made this in case you want to try to make one for yourself. And of course, if you are not interested in that tutorial, I encourage you to go ahead and look at all the other videos in the video series. Leave a little love on their channel. Let them know what you liked about their creativity, and just enjoy the hop as you go through each of the videos. But if you are interested in how I made this, please stick around for the rest of the video. Okay, so I did cut the papers out in advance so that this video won't take very long. And I also made a template for the extra pieces that went on the lid. that I had. So the Matchbox outside is a piece of paper that is 8 inches by, let me see here, 4 3/4 inches. And it is scored at 1 1/4, 3 3/4, 5 inches, and 7 1/2 inches. So I'll go ahead and you might be able to see it a little easier that way. I really do like these templates because it's super easy to check to see if I did it right. And then the Matchbox drawer is a piece of paper that is 7 3/16 inches long by 4 15/16 inches long. And if you're not really familiar with how 16ths work, when you look at an inch, there's actually 16 lines if you count all of the lines leading up. So 7 3/16, you would go to 7 and then you would count 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. 4 15/16, you would go to 4 inches and then all the way to 15 out of 16. So it's very close to 5. So there's a little quick ruler tutorial for you. So then the pieces that I added have these dimensions. The flap is 2 1/2 inches wide by 9 1/2 inches long. The top of the flap, the larger piece, is 2 3/8 by 3 1/8. The bottom, this part, this panel here, is 2 3/8 by 1 3/8. And then the inside of the flap, this part right here, is 2 1/4 inches by 2 1/2 inches. And these 3 pieces are not scored, but this piece is scored at 1 1/2 and 4 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. 1 1/2. And then 4 3/4. The 4 3/4 is actually the halfway mark. And then the 1 1/2 will be this mark right here where you flip up 3-piece. All right, let's look at the scoring for these 2 pieces. We already reviewed the scoring for this piece. This piece I have not scored yet, so we'll go ahead and do that right now. Basically, you score at 1 1/4 inches and then you rotate until you've gone all the way around, and that's what you get. So 1 1/4, rotate, 1 1/4, rotate, 1 1/4, rotate, 1 1/4. And there you can see that the score lines are just right. Okay, so to put this box together, you simply fold on your score lines and then you start adding your adhesives. This is the outside of the drawer. I kind of like this blue wood grain, bluish gray, pretty. So to secure this, I'm only going to put some of this red line tape here on this flap, kind of close to the end there. I could fit 2 pieces on here, and I do want it to be really nice and secure because it's going to be holding treats. I'm going to put M&Ms and little bitty marshmallows, or not marshmallows. What am I thinking? Pumpkins. I guess they're called marshmallow cream. Little pumpkins in there. I found some Jelly Belly pumpkins that looked pretty good at our local Safeway, so I grabbed a couple of bags of those. I thought they'd be pretty on a bed of M&Ms. Can't go wrong with chocolate. So this, again, this is the outside of the box, which now I'm thinking I wish I had put the adhesive on the inside of this so that you wouldn't have this seam here. But live and learn, live and learn. Okay, and then the drawer, I'm going to fold on the score marks. Just check and make sure we're still rolling here. Then you're going to cut, and I did cut at an angle before, but I really want this to be super sturdy, so I'm not going to cut at an angle this time. I'm going to leave all the paper in so I can make it really strong. Yeah, like that. Okay, what I'm going to do is use some tacky glue. And glue this together that way. I kind of just want to... Now hold that for a second. And now we'll do this side. Some tacky glue there. I like tacky glue. It dries relatively quickly and it holds really well. A little hot tamale, she uses it. I just learned a lot from her when I first started crafting, and found that this tacky glue does work really well. So there's the drawer, and it's going to go right in here, we hope. There we go. Oh my goulay, that's really cute. Okay, so now for the top. We have it folded and scored, and you just apply your different pieces. And what I wanted to do was, when I put it on here, I really don't want any of this part to stick over the edge. So I did trim a tiny bit off of the edges here. I don't know, that just seemed to work for me. I really thought it worked better. I did mark a little hole here where I want the button or sticker or brad to go. That will keep the flap in place when you open it up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use tacky glue for this too. Apply it. These panels are slightly smaller than this larger piece so that you have a bit of a matted effect, a matting effect. I don't know if that is the correct terminology, but you have a mat around the edge, which is nice. Whatever your favorite adhesive is, you'll want to use that. Then, when you flip it open, you're going to have this piece. So, when you're preparing this piece, you only want your adhesive to be, you know, I think I'm going to use some of this. You only want it to be right here. You don't want it to stick all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive. I'm going to use some more of this red line tape here. Oh, by the way, I got this red line tape at Dollar Tree. I've been looking and looking, waiting for them to get it back. They had it last year, and I have not seen it at the Dollar Tree at all this year, which is such a bummer, because $1 for this much red line tape, which is the same amount that you get at Hobby Lobby, and it cost I think it costs $4 or $5 at Hobby Lobby. Of course you can use your 40% off, but $1 is still way better price, and it works great. Okay, so you're going to line this up right here. And then I have some of these chipboard fall accents that I got at Tuesday morning. I thought one of them would be nice on the front there. Let's see, pumpkin spice, harvest, count your blessings, family, friends. How about this one? It's got a tiny bit of blue on it. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use red line tape again to secure the flap. Sorry, I'm really trying to keep this video short for you guys. I know it's going to be a little bit longer, but hopefully you stick with me through it. And if you do, thanks. It's amazing what you can learn by watching these crafting videos of your friends, even the long ones, because sometimes they have shortcuts that they just mention while they're crafting. Like, you know, like you can get red line tape at Dollar Tree sometimes, or whatever the tips or shortcuts may be. You can pick up a lot of good information by hanging in there and watching the whole long video. Okay, so this is going to go right here. I'm going to call that good. And then for here, I think I'm going to go ahead and take one of these buttons. I'm going to go ahead and the box is a little bit lopsided. Do that. Matchbox there. And now this will hold it open. I did have to really reinforce this score line on here to get this to pop out good. So it's like this before you lift the flap, and then it's like that as you lift the flap. What do you think? Kind of cool, right? I really like how that turned out. And then I could add hardware here if I want to, or whatever you brad or something to make that easier to pull out, and then put my fall goodies inside the little matchbox. Isn't that cool? And it's relatively easy to make. Well, thank you all for watching this video, for hanging in there. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. I hope you will visit all of the other collaborators and enjoy what they made for their inspiration as well. We've got some really talented people, and it's a lot of fun to watch the videos. So thank you to my returning subscribers. It's great to see you again. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you're not a subscriber but you like all things crafty, you should hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.